Hey collective, welcome to my channel or to our channel. Today I want to focus on careers. There's a lot of things happening in the world today. You know, corporate America is going through their changes, right? People are getting let go. The job market is competitive, um, you know, and we just want to see as a collective, what opportunities are coming our way. Whether if it's a new position, a new promotion, increased territory, um, an increased role. We want to only focus on the positive things, not the negative things. So we want to rebuke all negative energies and all negative thoughts from this reading. We want to focus on, even if we have to transition out of something, that whatever comes new, whatever new thing we are going to nurture in the future, it's positive, right? So we ask that our spiritual ancestors come off into the room. We ask that the great divine guide this reading only in the way that he can. We ask that wisdom speak to us through the cards and let us know what we have to look forward to, not only in our future, but in our present, as well as the things that we may be letting go from our past. So we split the deck in two. And, whew, hands are all anyway. So we have Four of Swords and the King of Wands. Looking at the Four of Swords, we're just resting. Recuperating from something, seeking some solitude. I don't know if we've received bad news or if we've received good news, but we're just taking some time to retreat, renew, and relax, focus, right? We're also looking at the opportunity of, overcoming some things because we're a natural leader, right? We're career focused. We're thinking about challenges and the matter at hand, but we're being realistic because we're always visionaries when it comes to our career, our growth, and our goals. So both of these cards are very positive. It shows us that we have something to look forward to. It shows us that we may need to just take some time away from work, just in general, right? So let's see. Define current past. Present and future. The card at the bottom of the deck is hard work, right? There's some burdens, some extra responsibilities, and some actual completion as the Ten of Wands. As we look at the Ten of Wands and moving forward, you can see that he's holding them over his head. He's struggling to move forward. He's looking down, but you can also see that there's leaves on top of each wands that are budding. So when I look at the Ten of Cards, the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Wands, I look at it as if, we may have really been working on something, but whatever it is we're working on, there's some positivity that can come out of it, right? Because again, every wand is budding. So no matter what the work is, there's some positivity that we can look forward to. That's the card at the bottom of the deck. The first card based off your current past that turned up is the Hangman in reverse. It says that there may be some delays, some standstills, right? Some resistance, staffing issues, indecisions, a few of the sacrifices and back of control. So again, we started the reading off talking about careers, and like this is a climate where it's pretty hard out there, right? There's a lot of companies going through rifts and realignments. They're looking at their staff. They're looking at the overhead, determining if it's top heavy. They're looking at AOP. There's a lot of things going on in this second quarter for the corporate world. And so there is a possibility, you know, for many companies to be letting go sometime in the very near future. But regardless of what that looks like, it doesn't necessarily mean that it will impact you personally, like you specifically, but it may impact people that are around you, right? And because of that, we have the Five of Cups. You know, we're feeling some regret there, but like I always say, even though there's 3 cups falling, there's 2 cups standing up. So even though there appears to be some grief, some regret, some loss, some frustration, what I try to never do is look at this card as failure. Fives in any suit can seem like it's very bad, right? Fives are just not something that you would truly want to receive. But regardless of the regret that we may see because of what's all going on, the grief that we may feel and some of the loss that we may encounter, we still need to be positive, right? We still need to think positive because we still have 2 cups standing, right? It doesn't mean it's not going to bother us, but we still have much to live for. And that's how I like to look at the 5 of Cups. In the future, just kind of sitting at home. We have the Chariot. There's going to be movement, progress, and action. There's going to be some integration, right? So your role may not necessarily be delinquished, right, in a rift, but there may be some merger of department, merger of roles, merger of responsibilities, where you have to take on a little bit more, and it's going to take some courage in order for you to do it. Just be mindful and endure your own, have some determination, endure your willpower. Be willing to take control of the situation and move in a direction that you feel like is most favorable for you. I always say that was favorable for you and not for anyone else, because a lot of times when companies go through rifts, right, the individuals that are left behind is going to is going to absorb, maybe I should say, the majority of the work that's left over, right? This is when you have to be honest and realistic with yourself to determine if that is actually something that you're going to be willing to do or able to do. Like, seriously, it may be a learning curve, it may be whatever. But be realistic with yourself, right? When you determine if this is something you can do, if you feel like you're a good fit, if you feel like this is no longer the place for you, you have to look at all sides of the situation. So what I would like to do in this moment is gain some clarity of our present, the 5 of Cups, and maybe gain some more clarity of the Chariot. I don't think it's necessary to gain any clarity on the Hangman in reverse, because it is what it is. It was yesterday, so whatever is happening is out of our control, essentially. So we have to think about things that are in our control, and what's in our control is pretty much our present and our future. So clarifying the present, clarifying the present. In the Tower. And the Magician. So for the present, the first card that came up is this Queen of Swords in reverse. And that tells me that you have some doubt. Like you know that there's something going on, but you're not sure how it's going to affect you. If it's something that you should be worried about, you're not moving in confidence, right? And I encourage you to do so, right? Because the King of Cups is the next card that kind of came out. So it's saying that you are a leader, right? You are in control. And then again, as a reminder, the cups is all about your feelings. So for one moment, not thinking confidently with the Queen of Swords, the King of Cups is saying that you should be confident, and no matter what happens, you are a leader. You are a leader. You have the ability to take control of your feelings, of your emotions, of your thoughts. So don't let what's happening mess with your mindset, your clarity, your thoughts, because it may not, again, affect you directly, right? The next card that came out is the Priestess, right? The highest priestess. So again, it's telling us to continue to seek clarity, continue to gain some sense of understanding. The Tower came in sideways on his side. So to me, essentially, that's saying, hey, change could come, and the change that's coming could affect you. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be without a role or out of a role, right? But it does mean to me that discussions are happening. And whatever that discussion is, it's going to affect things that are going on around you. The Magician is the final card that came up for clarity of your present. And it's Magician and it's upright. And I think y'all, I'm a Leo. And I always tell people that I'm magical, right? I have a magical personality. I'm a magical individual. And I think this is a time to move forward with that mindset, right? You have the ability to manifest your outcomes, whether it's good or bad. But if you allow your thoughts to take over, you can sway it in the more negatively than positively. But if you're looking at all the other cards, the 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 high priestess in the King of Cups upright, is telling you that you're stronger than what you think. So don't let those fears take over your thought. Manifest positivity in your life, right? Regardless of what is currently going on, what the chatter may be, what you've currently heard, whatever it may be. Don't let that overwhelm your thoughts just in general, because nothing has happened as of today. So that's something to keep in mind. So now let's clarify the your future. Thank you. Okay. So the first card that we received is Justice. That tells me things are going to work out for you, right? The next card that came out is the Five of Swords, or the Seven of Swords. And remember, I told y'all, typically when you see the Seven of Swords, people look at the Seven of Swords as being sneaky, trickery. You see how the person is looking back, is walking forward with Five of the Swords, but the last two are standing. Yeah, they look at this card as being sneaky. But I look at this card as being an opportunity to not allow prior things that has happened in your past to affect your future. That's what I feel like this is saying, right? The next card that came out is the Emperor. And remember, the Emperor now is interesting in your present. You have the King of Cups uprights. Remember, the Emperor is your King of Cups, your King of Wands, your King of Swords, as well as your King of Pentacle, all rolled up in one. Since this is the Emperor upright, this is telling me that you have all of those abilities. You have your emotions in control. You have your money in control. You have your thoughts in control and your actions in control, right? The fact that you have all these things in control in your future tells me that things are working out great for you in your future. Does it mean that you might not, does it mean that you won't have your naysayers? Absolutely not, because you will. The Ten of Swords came out on his side. So that tells me that you're going to have your haters, baby. They going to be there, right? So whatever may be happening in this change of work in the present, the rift, whatever is going on around you at work is not going to affect you that bad. You're still going to grow in the career path that you're in. So much so, the Empress came out as well. So not only do you have the Emperor here, but the Empress came out. So not only are you stable in on your own, your soulmate is coming in. The person that you're supposed to be with, and this wasn't even supposed to be a love connection, but your future is destined as a power couple. So your career is going to work out just fine, but you're going to also meet someone that is on your same level in the future when it comes to emotionally healthy, when it comes to wealth, when it comes to how they think about things in their activities and actions in the world. That's one thing that gets me when it comes to dating, is that I was telling a guy that I was talking on the phone with most recently, because I do indulge in conversation with me, and I do. But I was telling him, I say, you know what's interesting to me? We have nothing in common except for one thing. And for me, in order for me to consider as a woman, if that is the person for me, we have to have much more in common than just one thing. Because I think it's very important to look at the value of a relationship where you're able to show each other new things as you grow together. Like if you're an individual who enjoys hiking, you don't want to have to you don't want to get into a relationship with someone who's gonna um, stop you from doing something that you enjoy doing because he doesn't like to do it, or he's never gonna even intentionally try to do it with you. Enjoy it at least one time. Try it with me to see if it's something you enjoy. Don't just say no off top. Like, that's not something you want. So your future is going to still be stable at work, right? Your role may shift a little bit. That was very clear in your present. But in your future, your job is still going to be good. Your money is still going to be coming in. You're still going to be financially stable, but you're also going to meet your mate just perfect, in my opinion. I don't know. Let's see. Uh, Let's see what Repair Evolution has to say. What information do they want to add, as well as our angels and the angel numbers. Let's see what info they would like to give us as part of this reading. Let's see. Repair Revolution. Talk to us about our career. What do we have to look forward to in the present and in the future? Guide us with your kind words. Provide us with your wisdom. Your thoughts of growth, please and thank you. So we got 3 cards. And remember when I told y'all up under the present, I said every time I see the magician, I think of being magical, right? You can manifest anything. You can manifest either something going great or something going negative. So the first card that came out for Repair Revolution is Dreams Realized Manifest. It says you have the power to create and manifest what you dream, what you desire. When you choose to push outside of your own comfort zone and have determination, your dreams become reality. Honey, one thing I am not going to do is guide you in the wrong direction. The second card that came out was good news and positive energy. Your prayers have been answered. Good news is on the way. The universe wants you to know. The universe wants you to have expectancy of positive outcomes in your life. You have the power to manifest what you desire on your highest good by co-creating with the source. Again, you have to have control of your thoughts, control of your feelings, control of your words when it comes to manifestation. So in your present, when you were in reverse, the Queen of Swords in reverse, you were not walking in confidence, right? And it's imperative for you to do so. It's imperative for you to know that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. No matter what's going on in the climate today with the around you when it comes to the rifts and everything, you have to know that you're covered, right? And the last thing that came out was isolation and lonely, right? There's a tendency to push people away by isolating yourself and from, what is that saying? From an uncomfortable situation. Look into new ways to break down the walls, to create better ways to connect with others. Don't keep your light to yourself. Open up to share it. So I think this has to do with that relationship between the emperor and the empress. I really do. I believe it's telling you that you're going to have to, get out of your own way, honey, when it comes to that. Yeah, you may be dominant. You may have shit going on. You may be an individual where you're completely independent. And, you don't mind being by yourself. I completely understand that because I'm that individual. I don't have to be around people, honey. I will isolate myself every chance I can get. But in order for me to get to my emperor, baby, I'm going to have to get outside. I'm going to have to walk outside. Maybe not too much. But I'm thinking that the words of wisdom are encouraging me to do so. They telling me, baby, you need to go on and get outside and go on and see what it is. I'm not gonna I'm gonna um I'm gonna see what our moonology has to say versus the angels of wisdom. See what moonology has to tell us. We just want one card. What direction do you have to give us for this reading? Ooh. Hold your vision. The fixed moon. Like I said, it's all about manifestation. I just believe that. Like if you see something that you want and you focus on something that you want and you have your mind in that direction, you can trust and believe that it's going to come to you. It's when you waver, when you start questioning what it is that you can do and your abilities in life is when things get a little bit sticky when it comes to you. But do whatever it is positively. Like I laugh because I state that I'm a hermit. Like I'll say that I would isolate myself. I don't like being around people much because I don't like absorbing the energy of people, and I'm an empath just in general. So it doesn't take much for me to absorb the energy of people. And for that reason, I tend to stay to myself a lot. Like my home is my safe place. Your angel number is 333. It talks about challenges and embracing challenges as an opportunity for growth. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, but learn from them and keep moving forward. Build your confidence and resilience through this process. And I feel like that's definitely a word because, again, we're talking about being confident. Remember, in the present, your queen was your queen was in reverse. So we know that you're walking in less of confidence right now. But um, I don't know if you've made any mistakes or if you governed yourself where you're questioning if you may get caught up in that rift or whatever. But I would stop questioning it because I don't think that's going to happen. Like I said, based off the reading, I feel like in my spirit that um, you're going to see different changes around you. And some of the changes may affect you, but I don't think it's going to affect you in a way where you're not going to have a role just um, at the end. You know, like they always say, as long as you don't mess with my money, honey, you can give me whatever title you want to give me. Just leave my money alone. And I feel like that's what's happening. And that's what's going to happen. So keep that in mind. I said I wasn't going to hear the angel wisdom, but why not? Let's see what the angels have to say. What wisdom do they have to get to them? We always welcome their wisdom. We always welcome their thoughts. And of course, they tell us honesty, right? The angels ask you to offer your true self up to the world and search for the truth. Act upon the truth and tell the truth, even though it may make uh, it may, it may not make you popular. Say what you think and think what you say. Period. Well, I don't even know where to put this, but that was definitely a tongue twister for me. Think what you say. Say what you think what you say. Like, it's just like saying, say what you mean, what you say, and say what you mean. You know, you want your actions, your words to match. And it's the same way when it comes to your thoughts. Like, um, It goes back to manifestation, right? What you're thinking and what comes out your mouth is very, very important, right? And the more you think positive and the more you mean what you say and the more you stand 10 toes down on it when you speak it, the likelihood, all that positivity is going to come your way. It's going to work out in your favor. Is when you don't look at things that way, just in general. So I encourage you as we close out this reading, one, as you think about your present or as you sit in your present, reevaluate your confidence. Know that you're magical, right? Know that you can manifest whatever outcomes that you feel like are best for you. But it's going to take the alignment of your chakras, right? Your mind, your heart, and your words, right? And your future says it all. You know what I mean? Things are definitely going to work out for you. But since we're in the present, in order for us to get to our future the way we want it to be, we have to be positive about the things that's going on in our present. So keep that in mind as we walk away from this reading. And I bid you the best. Namaste.